Welcome to another edition of Coffee with the Goose, where we talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating. The Goose and Cooper. Okay, Cooper, get down, get down. The reason I include Cooper in the show is, we love to talk boxing and fighting, and Cooper's a fighter. And yes, he's Filipino to the hilt. I mean, I've been through this before. Yes, I'll get to the coffee in just a second. But Cooper is he's all Filipino. He's not really big, but he can fight. He's very sociable, very lovable, and can't stand to be alone. Okay, see, I don't know if he'll eat balut or not. He probably would. But he got in a fight, his first real fight yesterday at the dog park, and the other dog's like, whoa, hang on, it's your ball, go, okay. So don't pick a fight with Cooper. You're not going to win. Anyhow, good to have you back, and it's a special edition of Coffee with the Goose. I promise not to cry. My longtime partner / producer / guru, Jude, is back on the team. I'm nothing without him on YouTube. We're like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, Batman and Robin, Mork and Mindy, Abbott and Costello. Okay, so it's going to work. We're back in the groove again. Okay, back to the routine, which of course starts with coffee. It is Coffee with the Goose, right? My coffee, as you know, very strong, like my opinion, and got some creamer in there to make it sweet. And you know I'm so sweet. I try to be. All right, here we go. Back to boxing, okay? What's the latest? Well, you've probably already heard that Manny Pacquiao, how do we say this? Was he stripped of his title? That's what everybody's saying, and half of those YouTubers are, they're just saying what other guys are saying. They're not really looking into it at all. They're just blah, 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 and we don't like to do that. We like to look at the facts. Pacquiao was the World Boxing Association super welterweight champion after his win over Keith Thurman about a year and a half ago. And because he has not fought since then, the WBA decided to quote-unquote strip him of his title. What does that mean? Was he stripped of the title? Yes and no. They call it, and I checked out the WBA website, and they said he is now the champion in recess. I'm not sure what that is. They gave the super welterweight championship belt to Yordenis Ugas, who's a great fighter, 26-4 from Cuba. And chances are they're saying he's probably going to fight Errol Spence Jr. and kind of unify the title that much more. But what about Pacquiao? Champion in recess. I think it's kind of like Pope Benedict a few years ago. He retired. He's the Pope. I can't remember the term they used. He's the Pope, but not really the Pope, but he's the Pope. It's they want to still respect him. Same with Pacquiao. You don't diss Pacquiao. He's a legend. He's maybe the greatest fighter of all time. And so he is now the champion in recess for the World Boxing Association. But you guys follow boxing. Pacquiao's still a champion, okay? In my opinion, and I do my homework, he is still the best welterweight out there. I still believe he can handle anybody in the welterweight division. Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford, you name it, including Ugas. So what's going to happen now? And I want your opinion. That's the gist of this show. Yes, I love to give you my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I'll get some of those messages from you, and I'll read it on my next show and give you, mention you by name, so you'll be a big YouTube star too, right? There are really only two names left, maybe only one. But Pacquiao's been teasing us ever since his last fight. First, we thought it might have been Spence, but no, he came out and said Spence is too slow, so that's probably not going to happen. Then he teased us with Conor McGregor, the UFC champion, legendary fighter, but McGregor just lost to Dustin Poirier, and that was a serious beatdown. So, and he hurt his calf. I'm not sure. He went off in crutches, so we're not sure how bad that injury is, but instead of them fighting in the near future, and Pacquiao's going to fight this spring. He's already said he's going to fight twice in 2021. So the first fight is, I can safely say is not going to be against Conor McGregor because, one, McGregor has to heal, and two, McGregor wants revenge. He beat Poirier a couple years ago, and now he lost, so they got to do a rematch. They have to do that. So who does that leave? It leaves not Mikey Garcia, sorry. It's one of those Garcias, not Danny either. Ryan Garcia. And at first, and I'm sure you had the same opinion, you're like, come on, Manny, what are you doing? Fight one of those big dogs. And also, we've heard the term spread around YouTube that it will be an exhibition fight, like the Conor McGregor potential fight. Now I'm not so sure about that. I think that the potential Pacquiao, and it's starting to look like it's going to happen, Manny Pacquiao Ryan Garcia fight will not be an exhibition for several reasons. First, Garcia is a champion. He is, yes, it's a lightweight champion, so it's a couple weight classes lighter than the welterweight division. But Garcia is he's worth his medal. He's young. He's only 22, but he is 21-0 with 18 KOs. And if you've ever watched him fight, he's got all the tools. He is incredibly fast. He knows the angles. He's very skilled. He has all the tools that you would expect of a champion, and I like this guy. He understands what it means to be a champion. He doesn't want to be like Floyd Mayweather, and it's all about money, and it's all about me, and me. That's not how Ryan Garcia is. He, to his credit, says he's not in love with money. That's just part of the game. And it's not really about the belts. He has said, and I watched a recent interview where he said, you know what, it's so watered down. The belts don't mean as much as they used to, and we see that in the welterweight division. There's 4 different belts. He says it's all about bringing glory to God. Now, where have you heard that before in boxing? Manny Pacquiao. See, you got to respect Ryan Garcia. He's young, he's undefeated, he's tough, he's respectful. I only have one thing, and that, just jokingly, okay, problem I have with Ryan Garcia, and I'm going to give him a hard time. When he enters the ring, his team carries an American flag and a Mexican flag. Okay, that's cool, right? He's Mexican? No, he's not. He was born and raised in the U.S., and he doesn't speak Spanish. So what's he doing? Come on, Ryan, I have the ultimate respect for Mexico, Mexicans, and Mexican fighters. So don't even go there if you think I'm ripping anybody because of their Mexican heritage. Be proud of your heritage. But if you're not from there, don't tell me you're Mexican-American, especially if you don't speak Spanish, any more than you're African-American and you've never been to Africa, or you're Antarctic American and you've never been to the South Pole. I'm not going to tell you I'm Jude, are you Filipino American? No, he's American. Come on, man. Even though he was born in the Philippines. So, and I'm not Norwegian, Irish, German American either. I'm American. I was born and raised here. Come on, quit. It's like Ryan Garcia said about the plethora of belts out there. Either you're a champion or you're not. Quit watering it down like that. But anyhow, that's just in a joke with Ryan Garcia. Other than that, he's a great kid. But remember, he's a kid. And if he fights Manny Pacquiao, good luck. I mentioned to Jude before we started recording that I watched a couple of our past shows last night, and one of them, I think the title was Keith Thurman's about to enter the House of Pain, and he did feel the pain. And I had the half of a black eye myself from playing basketball. Ryan Garcia, you're going to enter the House of Pain when you fight Manny Pacquiao. And I'm not going to make a prediction until further down the road before the fight starts. But I will say it won't go the distance. It will not end with the decision. Somebody's going down, and I think it's going to be Mr. Garcia. With all respect, great fighter, great champion, undefeated, knockout artist. He's got all that thing, all of it. But he's going to be in the ring with a legend. I watched Garcia's last fight, and it was against Luke Campbell, who was a great fighter, lightweight, and Campbell dropped him in the second round, and it was no little slip. I mean, he went down hard. To Garcia's credit, he got up like a champion, dusted himself off and eliminated Mr. Campbell in the 7th round. So good for Garcia, good for Campbell. I said Garcia, getting a little, my coffee, as you know, very strong. I'm on caffeine now, please forgive me. But, Garcia, heart of a champion, but he's human. And, Campbell was a left-hander, so as is Pacquiao. So it'll be a great fight. I look forward to watching that. And again, the real gist of this show is to get your opinion. Who do you want Pacquiao to fight? Do you want him to fight Garcia? I don't think it'll be an exhibition. I think he'll come up 2 weight classes. Might be a catch weight, maybe 140, right around there. Garcia is 5'10", and weighs 135, where the welterweight limit is 147. So that's doable. We've seen that done. Pacquiao's done it many times. But who do you want Pacquiao to fight now? Do you want to see him in the ring against Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford, the new WBA champion, Goose? Or would you like him to fight the exhibition bout against Conor McGregor or Ryan Garcia? I want your opinion. And like I said, the good comments, I'll read them on the next show with your name. And give me the best you got. I'd love to get your opinion. You guys are a very knowledgeable crowd. Of course, you'll be watching Coffee with the Goose. You're all smart, right? And that'll be fun. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get the announcement within the next week or 2. So there you go. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thank you so much for watching again. Many, many thanks to all of you subscribers. Jude and I are much indebted to all of you folks. This is fun, and we're going to have more fun as the year goes on. All right? More of Coffee with the Goose coming soon. You guys take care.